What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Banner Saga 2. My name is Splattercat, happy to be your host today. As we hang out for a little while and go a little bit further into this lovely little game, one of the attackers is trying to hold together a stomach wound. He whimpers as you approach. "Who sent you?" you growl. We escaped. They left for Arborang and left us in Galar. Prisoners. No food. We were starving. You end his life quickly before returning to camp with Folka. Kind of a joke of a combat considering like how much they outnumbered us. But like I said, the combat system in this game gives you a natural advantage if you have lower numbers than the enemy, especially if you rely on extremely powerful units. It's actually good for it to be like 2 versus 14 because then you can easily route one flank. I think that's one of the great flaws that exists inside the combat system of this game is that it works well with evenly matched forces. It's a very, very good system for that. But once one side has taken some losses, if you don't eliminate their big bad guys first, they actually become incredibly powerful in the late battle. And so it can be a little bit odd because you can lose fights that you have huge numerical advantages with simply because you don't get that many turns and they can close the gap with you a little bit quicker. We got a bunch of renown, but I'll worry about that in just a second. You find the Varl near an empty barrel staring at the darkness. He would be drunk if there was more mead for him. What is it we're doing, Blood Axe? I mean, honestly, what's the plan rattling around in that head of yours? Get paid like always. Yeah, and then what? Look at the sky. This isn't some crone story about stars falling. Or falling. This is the end of the line. Maybe so, but none of us knows what that means. Whatever comes next, I want us facing it with plenty of coin to our name. Ugh, I guess that's what this life accounts to. Centuries of fighting and hoarding money for the day that you die. You're about to walk away when Sigbjorn speaks again, quieter. Have you ever enjoyed any of this? Seeing a job through has always felt good. I suppose you're right. Getting paid feels good, but then I drink it away and need more money. Feels like an endless, worthless cycle when I think about it. And quit thinking, and lay off the mead while you're at it. You walk off shaking your head. Valka Zephyr is speaking quietly to Folka when you approach. Not forbidden, only rare for Volka to have children. So Nichols was like a son. He was not my child by birth. What did you do to him back at that cave? I did the only thing I could do, the thing we never want to do. The Valka's eyes fill with tears. I forced a skip in the pattern, which won't mean much to you, but suffice it to say that menders usually repair skips or mistakes in the woven fabric of our world. They cover powerful, exposed threads until all is right and the pattern is whole. I just did the opposite. You stared her blankly. By skipping Nichols, I exposed a thread and used that power to end Eyeless's attack. And that cost Nichols his life. Yes, but it's a sacrifice every mender is prepared to make should it be necessary. How do I know you won't try to skip me when we get to Manahar? Because I can't. It's a conscious choice a mender is taught how to make. Silence spans a few moments. A brave kid, then. The ravens will remember him in a battle chant. I'm sure he'd have liked that. Was there anything else you wanted to discuss? Any idea why Galar would abandon its prisoners? I've been out of contact with the council since I departed for Bindle, but it can't be good. If prisoners were telling the truth about everyone fleeing to Arborang, King Meinolf will have a serious problem to handle. I wonder if Rook and the others know what they're heading into. They aren't our concern anymore. Was there anything else you wanted to discuss? Nope, let's get moving. Agreed, we need to get this cart to Manahar soon, and we're not far now. Alright, so there's a market. Let's see what we have available. We have 15 days worth of supplies. I think evening that out, so we can get 32, so we can spend 31 here, which will take us in a certain direction that I'm not sure that I want to take. There is other good stuff in here, but we do have level ups to consider as well. I would say maybe get us to 20 days worth. We'll confirm it, and that leaves us with 32. We've got the Blackfish, +2 move, +5 break. Makes you worse at attacking. Kolgala, 2 armor, 1 strength resist. 3 all talent ranks, +1 strength attack, +1 break. None of those look incredibly attractive to me right now. Let's go to our heroes and let's see what we can upgrade. Alright. So the people we're running with right now. I know I've been running a little bit heavy on Ditch seems like the kind of character, like honestly, Ditch seems like the kind of character we could really get some mileage out of. Because he can move through allies and enemies alike, which, to me, sounds pretty awesome. It seems like it would be really, really useful. However, we've got Gudmundur, who's a raid master. What was his ability? Stonewall, that's right. He's the same thing as, what's his name? She's got Runic Gale, and she's got Mend. I'm worried about running with Menders in the group, because while they are useful, they're also incredibly weak, and all it takes is one mistake, and they're dead, and that's all that you can do about it. I'd probably stick with Mogan as part of this group. Bulwark can go up by another rank, but it's probably going to be costly. It's going to be 17 to get Bulwark up. Krumir, on the other hand, is a major part of our strategy. He gets Tempest, and it's only going to cost us 13, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to continue working on his strength and making him just a battering ram we can use against the enemy. In the meantime, Ollie hasn't leveled, but Mogan has. His is a little level up, so I'm going to let him have it. He's already got that covered. 20% chance to resist strength damage, or we have a bonus crit chance. I don't know what I like about this. I don't know what my right choice is here. I really don't know how to build a Thrasher. It seems to me as though you would probably want to put crit on him since he does like multiple attacks on one turn. So I would say something like that would not be the most horrible gambit I've ever made. Giving him a bonus chance to double his damage every single time he does that little nunchuck thing that he does might be kind of cool. Let's go ahead and get back on the road. These woodcutters are no slouches in a fight with those prisoners, Spar says, coughing. I've seen weaker men in Wardan, and I think this group realizes their idea of staying here is a pretty bad one. Would you like me to recruit them? More fighters are always good, but what's the downside? Same as it's always been, the old wanderer says. They eat like blasted trolls, but can't find food to save their lives. Our supplies go quicker. Alright, recruit them. I've got a suspicion you actually like humans more than any other Varl alive, Spar says, chuckling until he starts coughing and wheezing for air. More fighters. More fighters are always a good plan. They reduce the numbers of enemies when we go into those big battles where it squares us off on the tactical map. The fighters at the front of the company begin hacking away at dense underbrush. We're going to be here all day if the rest of you don't grab your axes and start chopping, one of them growls before wincing at a pain in his hand. As he says, everybody grab an axe. You berate and threaten anyone not chopping through the dense foliage. The fibrous vines and sticky leaves soon fill the air. Everyone is covered in plant matter. Everybody but Ollie, who is standing at a distance throwing axes at the vines ineffectively. Folk's cry of agony is uncommon enough to draw your attention. Others start cringing and yelping too. Knock it! Before you can finish shouting, a burning, stinging pain tears through your arms, eyes, and nose. I think that's the plant. I think it's poison, Ollie says before taking another drink. He feels around in his pouch and holds out some brown, wet leaves. Here. These are counts. These counters. These make the poison go away. The pain ripples through you again, making you want to vomit. Alright, grab the leaves and eat them. You shove the leaves in your mouth, swallowing quickly. How long does it take to work, you ask? I don't know. I don't know, because you just rub them on your skin. He hands out the leaves to everyone else. A little does a lot, you hear him say, and soon the pain passes, but the entire caravan needs to rest. Goody. I'm going to take a double tap on morale right there. Well, we got some foraging done. Let's camp for a minute. We got enough supplies where we can take a load off for a bit. And hopefully get our morale back up. And there we go. 3 days rest sounds good. Morale's back up. I'm not going to do the training thing just because I can't seem to bang it out. It's a troublesome training regime, and so unfortunately, let's just keep on trucking. I think our font of free renown has finally ended. A large group of clansmen from the Bindle have stopped, gasp and whispers among them. What's the problem now, you ask, breaking into their circle and finding a couple protectively holding a bundled baby. It's a curse, an omen, the old man says. The child's been replaced and changed. I've never seen anything like it. You wouldn't know a thing about this, Varl, but they do. He points at the couple and others nod, few women holding their children tighter. Maybe the darkness did it, maybe they have dark secrets. It's a sad, hard thing to accept, but either the babe dies or we all suffer fiercely. Show me the child. The father hesitates before pulling the swaddling open. Your experience with human children is minimal, but this looks like any other baby. Look at the head, someone shouts. You lean down and see feathers. Over the ears, small tufts of pale, down feathers, the kind you remember seeing on the neck and under the wings of earrings. If it's an omen, it's a good one. No one harms the child. The mother starts weeping and thanking you. Little Rokier, you mumble. And the father smiles. That's what I call him. Maybe the gods aren't... You walk off before he can finish. I hadn't thought of the gods, but we did just pass that bird god shrine a little bit ago, so it can't be all that bad. That's probably our next stopping stone right there. Man, morale's poor, ain't it? He's dropping on us.
I always respected Big Lighter the Builder, but if he made those caves we went through, well, I'd have killed him myself.
Looks like a big old, like, gorilla monkey shrine. Gorilla monkey shrine with a hammer. You naifs watch your step around these cairns, Spar says, hacking. Many a foolish pilgrim have given their life at the base of the frozen cliff. And don't try working one of the stones free either, or you'll bring the whole damn thing down on us. He glares at Ollie, who pulls his hands away from a stone quickly. The pieces of Beglair's godstone, put together without mortar or daub, represent the mastery of the god's own skill. In life, he traveled the land laying the world's cavernous foundations and raising mountains. He was ever regarded by the other gods with a wary respect, for one who knows how to put things together will also know how to take them apart. He's a geology god. I understand that. The sound of snickering draws your attention. You see kids grabbing stones from other cairns to build new ones of their own. I could see this going either way. And grab a stone and cause a collapse, or if I don't let him do it, I'll take a morale hit. Alright, let's help the kids. The stone you pick is bigger than anything they're using, and they're amazed that you contributed. The kids find a way to support its weight on top of all of theirs, laughing and chasing each other away when it's all finished. An uneasy feeling washes over you, and you scan the Ravens, Clansmen, and Bellower's cart for any threat. Blood axe, Spar says in a tone stripped of all humor. My eyes are too old to trust what I'm seeing down there. You follow his gaze and growl. On the distant fields below is a massive dredge too numerous to count. Waves of them are pouring over the hills, though they don't move like an attacking force. There's a banner among them, Folka says near you, but I can't make out the crest. You wave off her comment and roar a command. Move! I figure the god would like it and he wouldn't put, like, foul favor on us for building around his shrine. Like he would like to see us build just like he did, right? So I figured nothing would go wrong right there. At least I was hoping nothing would go wrong. You can never quite tell with this game. That cliff right there is a roller coaster. Dredge are pouring over the hills like ants. Several ravens report a large hole in the ground nearby. There's strange marks all around it, one says. Some look fresh and others, well, others look like they've been here as long as the mountains. Spar looks up. This hole have smooth sides, about as deep as a varl? He asks, men nod and Spar grunts. What's in the hole? We couldn't tell, a scout says. No trees around, just a deep hole in the ground about 4 yaks length across. My arms were like chicken skin just looking at it. Yeah, forget it. I'm not interested in surprises. Everyone seems pleased to be moving away from some mysterious hole in the ground. I'm definitely not going near a big crater. The company comes upon a small village, the people still hard at work with only an occasional glance skyward to the approaching darkness. Folka sees a man chopping wood as she learned to do a lifetime ago. These people don't know what's coming. They'll figure it out soon enough, you say, and turn to the rest of the caravan. We get what we need from this place and the rest if necessary. The next few days will be the hardest, and the last that some of you will ever see. Folka gives you a look and you snort. I mean, at least he's straightforward about it. As you instruct a man to check the cartwheels and yak straps, you hear somebody say, hello again. You turn quickly and see the man ditch, quiet as always, but wisely out of your immediate axe reach. What do you want, you ask? Well, just that I was scouting around this place, you know, and I went up on a hill to watch the dredge, and the banner we saw is from Einertoft. Einertoft. You grimace as the town's name floods your mind with images, a giant bridge, hundreds of Varl, Ivor in your way, your anger focused just beyond him. Einertoft was sacked, the old war leader, Krumir says. You'd better be as sure as crap stinks about what you saw, human. Ditch nods quietly. Then I'm going after them, Krumir says, and it's not a request. Let's join him. He's one of the oldest Varl. I feel like we have some kind of passing interest in keeping him alive. Stick with him, you growl to the few fighters you allow to join. If he's still as lucky as he claims, we'll grab the others and get back in one piece. Swap them. Obviously, I'll bring my standards along here. Might be worth it to start bringing Bercy, but instead I'm going to bring Ollie and Mogan. Do I have anything I can put on these guys? 3 will unrest, 1 armor unrest. That's all we have, huh? Alright, I'll give it to her since that's all that we've got. It's a good item, don't get me wrong. It's just kind of a limitedly useful item in her hands. Let's bring up... Might as well. Continue moving things along here and making Krumir stronger. If he ends up dying after this, I'm going to be real upset, though. I am not going to be a happy camper. Won't be a camper at all because this isn't the time for camping, but you get what I mean. Oh, goody. We've got a stone singer. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do here, but... What does the big guy do? I forget what he does. As I recall, this guy makes little dudes explode, which means we've got to be on that with a quickness. Let's take him in. I don't know what this big-ass dog thing is, but it's got to go. I'm sure we'll be faced with all kinds of issues long before this is over, but... He's got 18 armor. We can kill one of them, though. And frankly, we're not going anywhere until the shield line's broken anyways. Let's bust up that armor, shall we? He's pretty good at breaking armor, too. Funsies. Okay. Let's bring her up. Ooh, they retaliate. That'll be fun to deal with. My hope is that I can bring him up along this side and one-shot the Stone Singer. If the fates are kind on that side. They're already whittling down Krumir, which does not make me happy. They've actually redoubled and backed up a little bit, which makes me nervous. Who knows what the hell he's gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna have to go all in on this one. I think he's probably gonna go down anyways. So we might as well keep just busting armor off this big bastard. He skipped his turn. Really? Why would he do that? I'm a little concerned here. Make him combat ineffective if you can. That's what I would very much prefer. On this side, we're going to need a Tempest. Actually, you can just rank one of them, I guess. This guy's got himself like some upgraded Sith armor or something. I don't know what he's got going on. I'm a tiny bit worried. He's got a skulker egg. It hatches if it's not destroyed. Ew. Okay, I don't feel like dealing with skulkers today, so get rid of it. Yeah, that's kind of what I was concerned about. He heals these guys, and so you gotta watch out for it. We'll get him on the next turn. It's not too huge of a deal, but it's still a bit of a problem. Go ahead and whack that thing for me, will you? Kill it. Kill it right now. No matter the cost. It's gotta go. As far as Krumir is concerned, he's only got 7 strength left, which means for fighting Varl, he's not really in that great a shape. I think he's also been debuffed with that thing that makes it so he can't use his willpower. Unfortunate, but that's the way the fight goes sometimes. That's just the way that cookie crumbles. Kill the big guy. Get him out of here. He's not going to be able to do much for a minute, but I think that was actually about as well as that fight could have possibly gone. I mean, there's a lot of things that could have gone wrong with that fight, and we actually pulled out pretty well as far as things are concerned. Ollie, keep checking axes. Oh, deflection on the first throw. That's fun. A few more skulker eggs to be dealt with. In the meantime, call the week on you. Go into pillage mode and finish you off. Game, set, match. That's a pretty good fight for us right there. I'm liking the synergy that our group has. It feels nice. I feel like we've got a lot of heat that we can bring to bear on the enemy really quickly. And since he who strikes first in this game wins most, that tends to be a pretty solid strategy. The mangled appearance of a Varl stands in front of you long enough to shout, "You want to stare at me or get me out of this feigned mess?" He and the other Varl fighters lope past you with all the strength they have left, knocking away dredge that get too close. Once back in the village, the deep tones of the scarred Varl utter curses you've never heard before, and then he sees you. "You the feigned leader of these pathetic humans?" the shield banger asks you. "These humans are the ravens," you say, "and I'm I'm Bulwark. Who are you, and why do you look like you were spit out by a cold bear?" The Varl stares at you and then cracks what might be a smile beneath all the facial wounds. "Fasolt, former commander of what was Einertoft," he says. "You might recognize this one beside me." You glance at the Varl, one with barely any horns or beard. "Kevig, you asks? What in the depths?" "Vig is the youngest Varl, the last one made. We're all that's left of those who fled Grofheim and stood against Bellower at Einertoft," Fasolt says. "Vig, run and get us some damn drinks and some meat. Bulwark and I need to talk." I always figured the ravens were a myth. The Varl being around so many humans doesn't make any sense. I need fighters, and there's a lot more humans to choose from these days. The scowl leaves Fasolt's face for the first time, and a distant look is in his eyes. I'm alive by luck alone. No skill with a weapon or desire to kill could have seen me through that. Einertoft was a massacre. Fasolt grows quiet. What happened back there? More death than I've seen in all my centuries combined. Bellower led an incredible force against us, with such precision. He moved his hordes of fighters around like his own arms and legs, and if we feigned cut one off, he'd screw another one. Why do you feel proud? Why didn't more of you flee? Gerunder. He decided to make a stand. I was left for dead, woke up to actual ravens pecking my face, damn near got my eyes. Fasolt grows quiet. How'd you make it through the fields? This stuff behind us? Feign easy. Those aren't all dredge warriors. They might all be armed, but they're mostly families, and they won't bother you if you leave them alone. Since when have the dredge ever left us alone? They'll still kill you if you stick your ass on the ground for too long, but I'm telling you what I've fain seen. Most of those stone bastards seem to be running scared. Most. Seems to be a number of them hunting something or someone, though. Fasolt grows quiet. The Battle of Borsgard was a bloodbath, too. Oh? What happened? The ravens were called in to keep people from rioting. Trying to get those people to leave was useless. Bellower showed up with an army and a human took him down. A human? The immortal Bellower's dead? His question makes you tense, though you're unclear why. The daughter of a hunter named Rook shot the sunder with a Valka arrow. Figures. I met the man and his whelp before. Didn't think they'd amount to Sunder Slayers, though. The girl died. Rook's leading his caravan to Arborang, Hakon and the other Varla with him. Humans die like flies, don't they? He spits on the ground. If you're heading west, Vig and I will stick with you and cut south to Arborang at Old Ford. Cool. Sounds good to me. We're out of time for the day, though. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here for the next episode of the Banner Saga. I will see you all in future episodes. Most absolutely, positively. Hang in there, and we'll be finishing this one up soon. Bye, everybody.